We begin tonight with new information as a community remains on edge after 5 inmates escaped from a detention center in Fort Taunton, North Dakota.
Krista Boehm on the scene. She joins us live with more. Krista, what do we know at this point?
Police are still looking for answers tonight after a woman either fell or jumped from an upper level of this 22-story building.
We're outside the Fargo Dome right now, and we decided to take you through where all these tailgaters are lining up.
It's a real thing, and it happens more often than you might think. A citizen's arrest. Fargo police say in most cases people catch someone shoplifting, or even more common, a fight at your local bar. City of Fargo leaders, including commissioners and the mayor, are reacting to a controversial immigration award. It started as an application by a city intern that many leaders say they knew nothing about until we asked them. There are still a couple deputies inside the hotel tonight after a call came in around 1:45 this afternoon of one child drowning inside the pool here. Roughly so far, around 18,000 people have casted their vote in Cass County. When a complaint comes in, inspectors go out and measure. If 30% of your lawn is 8 inches or higher, you're given a 7-day warning to cut it down. We begin tonight with breaking news. Fargo police are asking for your help in finding 2 missing teens who ran away from a group home, with concerns now of the cold and the 2 not wearing warm clothes. This is Nash, and he's just 11 months old. As he gets only faster at crawling, his parents are concerned about his future developments. Police have been actively searching this area along the Red River all day today when they found items they believe belonged to 79-year-old Richard Evenson. It's becoming a growing epidemic across the country, and one we've seen increase dramatically here in the Valley: fentanyl-laced heroin. Federal officials are expressing alarm about the growing number of overdoses and deaths from the powerful painkiller, which has long been used to lace heroin, but now is increasingly being taken on its own. Police found these 3 bottles yesterday. They say fentanyl was found inside, along with a combination of other items. Drug users and dealers are using items like these, nasal spray bottles and water bottles, to dilute the drug. As night falls, candles light up Romke Park side by side, just like Eric, Justin, and Jordan stood side by side for years.
He had the biggest smile, like the biggest smile. I just keep constantly seeing his smile.
They now stand side by side with others in tears at Romke Park, without Jordan Larry, a friend, but more like a brother, an expecting father, now gone.
Like, the person who died wasn't the person that I knew.
Friends were aware of his fight to get clean.
He wanted to, but he just wasn't ready to be sober.
As it spread over social media, it only became harder to handle, with cruel comments covering the news.
They didn't know him at all. Like, they saw the word heroin and all of a sudden it's just bad. You don't know what people are going through at all in life, so you shouldn't judge anybody.
Couldn't believe the disrespect to some people, like saying that, oh, another junkie died. What a surprise, you know, like that stuff that got to me.
Comments judging Jordan that hit some personally as they fight their own addiction battles.
I still have friends that are, you know, going down the same path, and I'm absolutely terrified that I could be getting a call that I lost another one. And that scares me more than anything.
Sharing advice that each say needs to be taken seriously.
This is a real issue in our community, and something more needs to be done about it.
Addiction, it changes you. You just do things you regret.
As they continue to be side by side, always.
Like, it hurts you, but it affects everyone around you.
Keeping Jordan's big smile alive through each other.
Finger on the trigger.
Her tiny 8-year-old hands barely fit around this gun. But Callie McCormack has more experience hitting the target than most kids her age, thanks to a father who served in the military and is now a firearms instructor.
Sometimes I think it's kind of weird, sometimes I think it's actually kind of cool.
We grew up with loaded firearms in our house from the start.
The sound still makes her jump, but she's learning lessons from Andrew that he's trying to spread to other kids just as young.
So what's my rule?
Guns are always loaded.
Guns are always loaded, and what's the 4 things we do?
Don't touch.
Stop.
Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult.
Rules on repeat during his classes that first started in tragedy.
One of the local law enforcement officers had his 9-year-old son get his service weapon and kill himself. And it just struck me as such a tragic loss.
A loss McCormick says could have been prevented.
There's no accident. It's negligence.
But wasn't. Now with more tragic headlines and a changing world,
Society's gotten a lot more dangerous, if you will, so there's more and more people that are purchasing firearms for the first time.
McCormick is aiming to teach kids in Detroit Lakes how a gun works
This is a Glock 17.
and just how fast it can turn dangerous.
Every gun's loaded because that easy, I put a bullet in it.
Out on the range, kids as young as 5 years old can see just how powerful different guns can be before putting the gun in their growing hands.
You know, you tell them 100 times not to touch the hot stove. You know, they don't get it till they touch the hot stove.
But here, McCormick wants these kids to touch the hot stove safely, with him at their side.
It's nice to learn about it when you're younger, so you'll know when you're older and make sure it's safe.
Knowing anything can happen if a child or any parent forgets the #1 rule.
What's my rule?
Guns are always loaded.
In Detroit Lakes, Krista Boehm, Valley News Live.
I just wanted to share with you guys this video because, well, look at him.
It's very sweet.
There's really no other information you need to know other than it's a sloth, and I love him.
Hey, look at the sloth.
That's really like my deciding factor for this was like, that's a sloth. I hope you like him as much as I do. Have a good night, everyone. We're going to be back here tomorrow night at 10. We'll see you there.